Hello once again. This is Himanshu. So today we are going to discuss about. Um, so last time we discussed about what is secondary research, what is primary research. We have in the past we have discussed about what is CI. Now uh, I'm going to equip you with certain tricks, certain techniques, which will help you do a better secondary research, and obviously it will also help you uh, you know do it faster, more robust. You don't have to waste time on it. So that's going to be my aim. So there are certain things which you will be using abundantly, more frequently than others, but I'm going to discuss about all those things, all those operators and all those tricks basically, cross how to do your secondary. And these tricks or tips basically will not only be limited to Google. We will use them in our in our future explorations of multiple websites, how to enhance your secondary on different websites also. So that we will do in the next videos basically. But at this moment, to learn these tricks, we are gonna be using them on Google basically. So these are called Google operators, or Boolean operators, and different kind of. So they are named by different kind of. These are all basically Google operators. These are tricks we use to to limit our search, and it works well with the Google algorithm, and systems or websites which are based out of or based using the same principle as Google. So, without further ado, let me start with this. So, firstly, we need to keep in mind to do a very good secondary. What we need to keep in mind is about the keywords, the synonyms. There are situational words also. So, we have to keep a list in mind. So, when we start doing our secondary, see, for example, if we get a project, a project comes to us and we start to do a secondary research for that project. What we should be doing is we need to uh, first thing first is start noting down what could be the keywords uh, which can be used. So initial keywords. So for example, if I get a landscape of NSCLC, so in that scenario, I need to start looking into words like non-small cell lung cancer, adenocarcinoma of the lung cancer, then NSCLC, squamous cell, squamous cell, NSCLC, non-squamous cell, NSCLC. So those could be my primary initial words. Then smoking and more basically. So those could be my initial, secondary keywords to start my research with, to initiate my, initial research. Now, a few important points one should consider is firstly, Google doesn't care about your spellings. It doesn't care about, using small letter or capital letters. It also doesn't care about your punctuations. So Google doesn't work, based on punctuation, and if you have, if NSCLC is written in capitals or in small, or NSCLC is you have made a spelling mistake in NSCLC. So those are the things which Google doesn't care about. Another quick fact I'll tell you. See, a lot of people come to me and they ask me, Himanshu, what's your email address? So when I tell them it's himanshu@octopusconsulting.com, they sometimes ask me whether the H is capital or small. So again, same principle. It doesn't care that your email address starts with the capital words or with the small initials. When you are sending an email, you can put it as uh, capital H Himanshu or small h Himanshu. Just a quick fact, before we start about the secondary research. Okay. So let me first start with a very basic thing. So when I talk about basic, we usually talk about Boolean searches or Boolean operators. So what are Boolean operators? Every time when I give training about secondary research, I always use an example. We all have studied maths in our primary education. So again, math again plays a very great role here also in our Boolean search basically on our Google. So I hope you all remember BODMAS. When we talk about BODMAS, it's bracket open, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So here also, our searches are going to be based on a similar kind of a principle, which is that there is not going to be any division and multiplication, but yes, there is going to be a bracket, there is going to be bracket or parenthesis, and there is going to be an addition and subtraction. And again, it is interchangeable terms basically. So now, let's talk about, Boolean searches, basically Boolean search operators. So specifically, when we talk about Boolean search operators, there are just two main Boolean search operators. One is and, A and D and second is or. So these are the two primary Boolean search operators. So when we talk about, what can be done or how to do a Boolean search. So these two things plays an important role while doing our Boolean searches. Okay. So let me just talk about um, just a second. I am facing some problem. Got it. So yes, there are two operators and an or. Um, so how should we start with and or? So as the name says and basically includes all the keywords which are linked with and. So just to give you an example, let me just take one example. What I will do is here I will write Ketruda. Ketruda NSCLC. So in this case, it's going to give me, I hope you can see my screen. In this case, it's going to give me um, a result which shows that Ketrida, Ketruda and NSCLC, FDA has approved certain people with NSCLC. Ketruda has been approved, and then we have these all news which are showing us here. Now let's just do that. Let's just put and in between. So when I put and Ketruda NSCLC, it will start showing me similar kind of result. But here, if you can see, the results have changed. Earlier, if you see, my results were little different. And plus, you can see I have hundreds of pages. But if I go on to this, my search has been a little modified. Okay. What I can also do is I can put in and Merck and cervical cancer. Okay. So what I've done is I have put in end strings. I have created a string of search where I am asking, Google to find a website, an article, or a page, or anything of such sort to search for Keytruda, NSCLC. So the article or website should have NSCLC, Keytruda. It should have the name of Merck. It should also have cervical cancer. So if I search, my search results are going to be changed. So what is going to show me? Now let's see what it is showing me. So we put in 4 5 words. So obviously Merck name is there, Keytruda is there. Here we have cervical cancer also, which is written in the top title. So out of four, three keywords are already there. Let's see if we have an SCLC or not. See, here we have an SCLC. So it basically searched and gave me those website or that website which has all those 4 keywords which I've mentioned. Now, so I hope this is clear. Now let's talk about second example, which is or. So in or, what we are going to do is or is already or is all about either this or that. So if I want to that find out a website which is about Keytruda or a website which has information about Keytruda and Keytruda or Optivo, let's say that because it's initially it's going to be the easier option. Optivo. So if we do that, we'll find out multiple you know links. See, first link which you have gotten is this. It has got both. Then you have gotten this one. So here, if you search, you will not get Keytruda. I'll show you. So if you open this website, you will not see Keytruda as a keyword here because we put in the word or. See, it's showing you 0. So this shows that, this is a very simple example of us using or. So another, alternative to this is, so for example, I spoke about, BODMAS. So in that addition and subtraction. So for example, if I talk about, let's just say, take this example only, and in place of and, let's just say, okay, let me show you and also first. So again, see, Keytruda and Opdivo immunotherapy, Moffitt, and the second result is changed. Now, if in place of this, if I put it plus, let's see if we get the same results. Again, we have gotten the same results. Keytruda or Opdivo. Keytruda and Opdivo. Both are there on this website. Again, the same website which was earlier showing. Okay, now I give you or if I do or Morphet, but again the same results which we have shown. Now I'll put in minus in place of or. Can you see the same results which we seen it in or? So yeah. So and or can be replaced by plus or minus. So that's one thing. Now let's talk about another. I discussed about word mass. So let's discuss about brackets, parenthesis. So another thing is parenthesis. Uh, these modifiers create more complex searches. If I want to create a little more complex search, I can use parentheses. So how will I do it? Let's see this. So for example, we have Keytruda. I want to see Keytruda, and then what I want to do is I want to see a website which has NSCLC or cervical cancer or mesothelioma and uh, let's say Let's just put some weird word. Let's just not put Merc. Let's just see BMS. Okay. So I know there is no relation between BMS and Ketuda, but what I want to do is limit my search. So I'm just taking some weird, non-related terms, keywords. So see, what I've done is it should have Ketuda and any of this word and BMS. So it has shown me this result. Let's just do that. Let's just search on it. So what were our terms? It is already saying about Ketuda. Okay. It is, let's say does it talk about an SCLC? Yes, it does talk about an SCLC. Let's see, it talks about cervical cancer. See, it doesn't talk about cervical cancer. Does it talk about mesothelioma? Yes, it talks about mesothelioma. And does it talk about BMS? Yes, it talks about BMS. You can, on the top also, you can see that they have written Bristol Square. So if in case I wanted to use, okay, I can modify this, I can make it more complex and or crystal name. Well, see, now the results have been changed. Oh, sorry, I've made a spelling mirrors. It's not mirror, it's mirrors. So, okay. See, it has given me a different link. Let's just look into this as well. So we know it has, Bristol Myers Squibb, BMS. It has NSCLC. Does it say mesothelioma? Yes, it does say that. Does it say cervical cancer? No, it doesn't say that. And it says about, it's talk about critical. Why it is not said. Oh, okay, okay. Now I've not told you about. Let's just do that. One second, I'll tell you about this later. So now it will show me get rid of. Okay. See here. Now I'll search for you in SCLC. Meso. There is no meso cervical. There's no cervical. What else we had? So we have NSCLC, Keytruda. So Keytruda I've searched for you. NSCLC cervical mesothelioma, BMS or Bristol Myers Squibb. Yes, all of those things are there in this news basically. So this is how so this is how you use parenthesis. So how it happens, how it works is it works in a similar principle like how we used to do it in BODMAS. So BODMAS was bracket open, addition and subtraction. So it opens up the bracket. It first looks for the words which are in bracket. Okay. Within those, if I have put in or, but I could put it NSCLC and cervical cancer, or I could have made it two brackets basically. So I can make it as complex as I want. And as if I make it more complex, what will happen is I'll have limited results and my search will give me better results. So I don't have to look into 100 websites. What I can do is I can limit my effort in terms of search using this. So this is how you do it. So now I'll tell you about quotes because I just now use quotes and it changed the results basically. So quotes can be used in two ways. Quotes is basically when you are combining a couple of words together. So for example, if I say Bristol Myers Squibb, so these are three words basically, and I want to search them together. So obviously on the Bristol Myers Squibb website, it will come as this, as the same. But if I take, let's just say, okay, very simple example. My name is Himanshu. Okay, I want to search this exact term. Okay, so if I put in if I put in quotes, it will give me a little more better result. See, it has given me this result. My name is Himanshu. Okay, see, there's an Instagram page of my name is Himanshu, then YouTube page, and so on and so forth. Now, if I remove these, let's just see what kind of results we are going to get. See, the results have been changed. The Himanshu, it's first looking for a Himanshu name meaning, then how to pronounce Himanshu and meaning in English, and so on and so forth. But it does not give you that exact phrase which I looked for. So what happens is, I'll tell you how Google works. So I'll tell you how Google works basically. Google works in a way, um, you know, sorry. Okay. So now let me tell you a quick recap on how Google works. So what Google does is if you write a sentence, so usually a lot of students or a lot of freshers who comes to Octopus and joins us, how do they search on Google? Uh, if I ask them that search if Katuda is approved in NSCLC or not, so what they're going to do is they actually look for the same phrase basically. What they do is they go on Google and write if Ketuda is approved for an SLC or not. Obviously, this is very simple because Ketuda is approved. So one way or the other, it will give me a reply and they'll get to know about this. But if I found, if I give them some sort of a complex, uh, situation, if I give them a situation where I say that, search for me that uh, which molecule is approved for NSCLC, mesothelioma, and cervical cancer between Keytruda, Opdivo, Tecentriq, and Imfinzi. So we have four. So this becomes a very complex situation. When if I go and search it on Google, what Google is going to do is it is going to break my search in multiple parameters. It will look for Ketuda, it will look for Opdivo, it will look for Tecentriq, it will look for um, if I put this is all the whole search which I've told you in a sentence, then it will look for individual words and it will give me individual websites. It is going to be difficult for me to look and decide which are what. What I'm looking for at this moment is I'm looking for one molecule out of these four names. I'm looking for one molecule which is approved in all these three indications. So for that purpose only we use these operators. Okay. So these operators basically work very well with Google, and they also worked on various other places like LinkedIn. They also work on various databases. So if you are using a database like a deal pharma, or if you're looking for pharma project or Clarivate, those sort of solutions. This kind of Boolean search will help you, do an effective search on those platforms as well. So this is not just only for Google, for LinkedIn, for PubMed, for Google Scholar, for your proprietary databases. So this Boolean search basically works everywhere. So this is the end of about Boolean searches. Now, if you have any questions, put it in your comment. Put those questions in the comments. Also share what strings you have used and search those strings on Google and maybe share the results if you want to via screenshots or anything. You can use it via mobile as well and you can use it on your laptops as well. So yeah, thank you for your time. I'll come up. I'm going to come up with uh, more such techniques basically. So in the following at least 4 to 5 calls, 4 to 5 videos, I'll be coming up with more such examples of tricks which will help you do an effective secondary research and make you understand. So it's not just that you can use this only for secondary research for your CI work. You can use it for any sort of purposes if you are a student and you want to do an effective search for your research papers, for your articles, for your project work, you can do that as well. So thank you for your time, and I'll come up with next video at the earliest. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.